Good morning. I was asked by a friend to do a garden tour. So it's been really hot here the past couple of days. It was over 100 yesterday. Today it's not supposed to be as hot, and it's a bit cooler this morning, although it isn't even 7 o'clock yet. Um, so I figured I'd come out and give a little bit of a garden tour. Let me flip this around, and see all my chickens down there. Start over here with my brain think my planting station, which is a mess and I need to clean up. But got my big huge aloe vera plants that need to be repotted, and a larkspur that grew wild, and some vinca, periwinkle, and I love this. Rusty bought me this rooster. He built me this planting station too. And then my girlfriend Shell got me she gave me the geraniums and the spider plant. I love how that looks. And more spider plants. And she also gave me the princess flower, which has the most beautiful purple flowers. And she'll be blooming soon. And then over here I've got some apple trees and some citrus trees. And my Russian olive. I've got to get them planted. Some yarrow. Now yarrow works. It stops bleeding, so I dry it and powder it. And you can use it like a styptic. And you can put on, just sprinkle the powder on where it's bleeding, and it'll stop the bleeding. Mint, alyssum just goes crazy here, as you can see. I've got it everywhere, and it actually helps with aphids. So I tried transplanting it though, and it doesn't transplant well. My sage already bloomed, has gone to seed, and oh, looks like I've got some more blooms. Oh no, that's something else growing up in the sage. I'll have to see what that is growing in the sage. My sister gave me this pot, and I put some succulents in it. My snapdragons aren't looking really great right now. Let's keep the snapdragons pretty much for the grandkids. And let me see if I can find one. There we go. My girlfriend showed me that the snapdragons, once they go to seed, they look like a weird alien skull. Can you see that? Oh. It does look like a weird alien skull. And I think that is Melissa and feverfew, which I need to come and yeah, I can. I need to come and harvest my feverfew. I've got some spider plants up there. I don't know if you can see my baby chickens down there. And a huge larkspur. And I love how they are different colors. I've got a purple one, and then I've got a white one. And my mullein. I had one mullein plant last year, and none came back up from seed. And then one of my daughter's friends was, she put a thing out, does anybody want any mullein leaves? They don't transplant well, but my husband's going to mow. And so she gave me 6 of them, and I've planted them, and 5 of them have taken. So I've got some more yarrow, that this is decorative, some pretty colored pink yarrow. This is red clover, which is good for women's hormones. It's got a geranium back in there, and then these are black-eyed Susans, bachelor buttons, a calendula that's going to seed, and burdock. And down in here, I've tried forever, and I finally have a lovely patch of dandelions. I can't wait for it to get more. I actually had friends send me dandelion seeds. And I had a gopher in here that ate some stuff. And my rosemary is, oh, let me see here. My rosemary is doing really, really well. Oh, and my daisies just started blooming. They're so tall. And on this side, isn't that cool? I love this. I got this at a little flea market. And more bachelor buttons and some coreopsis. And my oregano, which is all going to seed, and catnip going to seed, everything because it got really hot here. And my parsley, and this is bee balm, and it's about 5 feet tall, and it's just about ready to bloom, and it's got great medicinal properties. More yarrow in here, and bachelor buttons, and larkspur, and citronella, and it's been blooming for about a month. Oh, in here there's some more of my mullein. I like mullein a lot because, oh, and that's echinacea, and one more mullein, and then I had one die, and then I've got lavender, and a hello bumblebee, a little bit some cactus, and another lavender down there that's getting all crowded in. My carrot patch, I do a lot up here. This was all fill dirt, and so I was able to plant in the dirt, but pretty much everywhere else I have to do containers like this. I've got another echinacea down there. My thyme has gone crazy and has beautiful flowers, and the bees are loving it. And some strawberries for the kiddos. Oh, there's a pretty one. Good morning, strawberry. And plantain. Now this is a narrow leaf plantain, and I actually dug this up. Yes, I do keep a shovel in my car. And I dug this up on my sister's house. We went to watch my nephew ride motorcycles, and there was a bunch of these, so I dug them up and planted, and it's thriving. Now, this is an oregano, and my beet. This is my beet patch, but it's all gone to seed, which is fine. I collect the seeds. And lamb's ear, wandering Jew, chive. I heard that you can actually cook with chive flowers, which is fun. I'm not sure what this is. And my little herb garden here, sage and thyme and melissa. And I forget what this is. I think this is the same thing that's growing over there, so I need to identify it. And my succulent garden. And this fun little flower, I have no idea what it is. It's a volunteer came up. Hello, ladybug. Ladybugs are good. They eat the aphids. Mint. I don't know what this is. We brought it home from my mother-in-law's, and it's been struggling. I want to plant it in the dirt and get it out of the pot, and maybe it'll be happier. And another geranium from my friend Michelle that's starting to bloom. And these cactus are from my mom. And my mint, another big mint. I've been plucking a lot of that and using it for my tea. And more mint and geranium. I don't remember what this is. I need to identify this. And I want to get this in the ground too because it's ready. And some more succulents. My mother of 1,000. I transplanted it, and it's not happy, but it's got lots of babies coming off of it. And then that I need to dig up and put in a pot because it's called a red bud tree. And we had a beautiful one in front, but it's where my greenhouse is, and so we dug it up, and it did not transplant. This came from my mother-in-law's. I really have no idea what it is, but it's starting to get purple flowers on it. This one here is a Gerber daisy, and it was given to me for my birthday, and I planted it, and it's blooming, and it has a second bloom coming in. And this is stevia. and I just crush I dry and grind and use it for sweetening. And another, whatever those are. Darn it, brain, it's too early. And here I have some more succulents. I love this one. And these, my lettuce, it's too late in the year, so it's bolting, and my basil's going to seed, and I'm sure my parsley here will go to seed here real soon. Well, it looks like there's a carrot. This used to be where I had my lemongrass, but unfortunately it didn't make it, so I need to buy some more lemongrass again. And then we can go down here. To my garden. And you'll see everything's in containers down here. We live on top of a granite mountain, and so these are my cayenne peppers. And I love cayenne. I make all my own cayenne powder, and I take a little bit of cayenne every day in my morning drink. It's very beneficial health-wise. And actually, cayenne pepper, they say if you carry cayenne pepper with you, if you're prone to heart issues, they say it can stop a heart attack. These cosmos, unfortunately, I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these, because I have some baby plants that are going to need to go in these pots here. So these next couple pots they're going to be emptied out here soon. I had broccoli, which it's going to seed from when I harvested my celery. It's got another little celery stalk coming up. I've got a head of cabbage here. I need to harvest it. Can I? No, I need to come down and cut it. And broccoli that's gone to seed. And my poor artichoke that's not liking the heat. So I took some we have these window shades for the greenhouse that's not finished yet. So I brought them out here to try to shade. And actually, since I put this on, it's looking a lot happier. It was a lot droopier like these leaves. And now these leaves are looking a lot happier. So that's wonderful. And my dirt pile and my compost pile, which I have to clean up because it is a great haven for snakes. And then the chickens. There's Miss Frizz and her babies. I've got wax peppers, sweet banana peppers. I love to pickle peppers. And jalapenos. And look, I've got 2 jalapenos already. I've got bags of potatoes, and I had these beautiful, we bought these raised beds a couple years ago, but they're so shallow that I've had a hard time growing things in them. Last year I put cucumbers, that's why I have the grate up there, but they did not grow well. So this year I transplanted a bunch of herbs just transplanted a bunch of stuff that would live with shallow roots. And so I've got my parsley, and I love growing parsley because I eat a lot of farro and parsley salad and tabbouleh, stuff like that. So I love growing my own. This I just transplanted over here, and look, it's got a bunch of aphids. But I like keeping one plant that brings all the aphids, because then all the aphids leave all the other plants alone. One of my favorite is broadleaf plantain. It's got such great medicinal properties. It's so good. Actually, doesn't taste great, but chew it up, make a poultice, and I have a really bad bite on the back of my calf. The bugs just bit me up yesterday, and it helps relieve itching. And these bites have been itching bad. Man, and it works just that fast. Oh my gosh, the itch is gone. I need to come and... Actually, I have some of this dried, so I think I'll see if I can grind it, and if it works just as well dried. And my strawberries, because I figured same thing, they can have a shallow root, and they're starting to do okay. I just transplanted them about a month ago. And a morning glory looks like it got in here, which is fine because this morning glory will go and grow up on this. It'll be beautiful. And my potatoes, I've got to figure out what's wrong with them. So my potatoes always get these weird. I have no idea how to garden. I just basically put stuff in the dirt, and if it grows, awesome. And if it doesn't, I don't use any fertilizers or pesticides or anything like that. I just kind of let everything do its thing. And so this is my tomato and something's eating you. I have to look for a worm. Tomatillo. This is a tomatillo, which I've never grown before, but I'm super excited because I love making salsa. And this is a cherry tomato, or it's kind of like, I think it's a globe tomato, and they're yellow. They're really yummy, and they make a really delicious salsa. And here's my main tomatoes, and I've got to get them staked up because they're going crazy. But I think I have about 10 tomatoes in here so far. More potatoes, more potatoes. This is bee balm. These ones have bloomed, and aren't they gorgeous? And of course the bees do love them. And I've got some cucumber growing there that is struggling a little bit. Now it looks like some morning glory got stuck in there, found its way in there too. And I think this is cantaloupe. And it's already starting to bear fruit. Some sort of melon, I forget what it is. And I got more plantain and garlic and plantain and thyme and an onion and some garlic. More strawberries. Beautiful ripe strawberries. My little watermelons, which are starting to grow. And more plantain. It's about time I come and harvest some plantain. And this bench, that's for me to transport dirt and mulch. This bench came from my mother-in-law's when she passed, and it had the dirt already in it, and she has morning glories growing in it. I love morning glories. They're a bit invasive, but I love them. And my grape vine in an old daybed that I'm going to let the grapevine grow on. And my cactus is growing new babies. I can't wait for it to fruit. The fruit helps with lowering blood sugar, and Rusty's diabetic, and so I harvest it and dry it and grind it, and it's also really, really sweet, and so we use it in tea and things like that. So that is my garden, but as you can see, it's all containers. They're 55-gallon drums, plastic 55-gallon drums cut in half. We painted them a dark green. One of the main challenges of container gardening is that the roots get... Oh, look, I've got more fruit growing down here. Awesome. The roots can get hot, and so we painted them to try to, keep it to where they stay a little darker, but there it is. This is my close to the house garden. Look at all the bees. I have a bunch of bumblebees. The honeybees wait and come up here until after the buckeye finish blooming because the buckeye are toxic. I see I've got to pull some stuff in here, give that some space. And that's basically what I do, is I let everything grow wild unless it starts to choke other stuff out. And then I have to pull it out. But I kind of just let everything grow where it pops up. And so I'm going to pause and go down to my other garden. Before I do, though, look at that view. I've taken it for granted for so many years. It's so beautiful. I figured so here's the kid center. And this is for the grands. Another play stuff. And they're redneck pools that we had this last weekend. And this is where our pool is going. Rusty's going to be pouring cement in here this weekend. And hopefully by next weekend we'll be able to get the pool up. It's there, waiting. My front yard, honeysuckle. And Bluey's cage, he has not come back. I have honeysuckle all up in my gazebo here. I need, the sprinkler stopped working in this here and now it's full of weeds, but I've got a bunch of lavender that's coming out here. There's not this is, my in-laws built this place in 1979, and so a lot of this yard here, my mother-in-law and father-in-law put in, so everything's kind of older, like the Italian cypress that they just told us that we really should take out because it's fire hazard. And so, and a lot of these, my mother-in-law put all these flowers in. So, okay, hold on. My greenhouse, eventually, we got 2 more walls to put in on my greenhouse. And the roof is all solar panels. And so hopefully my greenhouse will be solar. And then my pomegranate, which I need to get some mylar tape put on this and protect it from the birds, because last year I had about 5 blossoms and then the birds came and ate them all. So this year you can see I have quite a few blossoms. So I'm hoping to get some pomegranates this year. The grandkids are looking forward to it. And voila! I love my elderberry. I got 2 sticks from Etsy 4 years ago. So it's 4 years old. And I planted them. And each year they got bigger and bigger. And this year they're probably about 12 feet tall. And as you can see, lots and lots of blooms. I've been harvesting. I've harvested some. I like putting them in my tea. But I want to harvest some elderflower and make an elderflower wine or an elderflower mead. And they smell wonderful. They make a wonderful tea. And then, of course, I have to leave a bunch for elderberries. And I've got these port liquid amber trees in here. I've got 2 of them, one on the other side, that are being totally choked out by this creature because I never realized it would get this big. But isn't she beautiful? And and I freeze dry the berries. I already have like a pound of freeze dried elderberries in storage. So, and then my lower garden's down there. So hold on, I'll take you down there. And so this is my walkway to my lower garden. This garden we put in a couple years ago. It's on the south side of the house, and it's a ways away from the house. And so, unfortunately, the first year it was completely overrun with ground squirrels, and they ate everything. And so we moved the garden back up closer to the house, so that our dog would be able to scare off. And so down here is just pretty much whatever I like, whatever comes up is what grows here. This is, what's it called now? Cleavers. And cleavers is it's great for inflammation, I think, and your immune system. And I need to come and harvest this. And then I had broccoli and cauliflower. I've gotten some beautiful cauliflower down here, and I just cut the cauliflower off and let it go. Like I said, I don't do much down here, but I did plant, and this is usually where I put my carrots and my turnips and radishes, and I've let them all go to seeds. Some carrot seeds, and these are turnip or radish seeds. I've got a little carrot starting to grow here. We'll let the grands pick it, and I planted okra in here. So And those of you that are gardeners, and I've got poison oak in here, I've got to get some gloves and pull up and get it out of here. But I've got a bunch of little okras starting to grow here, which is awesome. And then I have, with these going to seed, I'll have a bunch of radishes and turnips and everything start to grow in here. And then full of weeds too. And another cauliflower. So, and a willow, white willow for the bark for pain. And my asparagus, which I probably got about 20 little spears of asparagus this year, which is wonderful. They just keep popping up. And I usually just cut them up and put them in my salad. And this is sugar beet and a broccoli or a cauliflower, not sure, and red clover. One of my Russian olive trees. My arugula patch, which is enormous and all gone to seed. And this is a dogwood tree that I got at a plant and seed exchange in our little community here. And another willow, and another Russian olive, and another willow down there towards the chicken coop. So that is my garden tour. This is my happy place. I love coming out into my garden and seeing all the busy bees and the birds and everything new growing and stuff. It's oaky and it's a mess, but it works for me. It makes me super happy. So you can pretty much grow things wherever you're at with whatever you have. And that's just it. Pretty much everything with my garden is recycled things. Recycled wood, recycled barrels. See that's my elderberry. Oh, there we go. See if I can block it. There's my elderberry from down here. And the liquid amber. And our old sand rail. She hasn't been out in a while, poor thing. She's been let go. That used to be a lot of fun out at the coast on the sand dunes. So anyway, there we go. That is my garden tour. Like I said, it's my happy place, and it's all recycled, mostly all recycled items. I like to recycle and reuse, and instead of, can't afford to go buy new stuff, and now especially it's so expensive. And so I'll show you my greenhouse real quick. I've got a little mole that lives here by our water tank. But with my greenhouse, everything's recycled. Well, not everything. The wood is, we did buy wood. But here we go. So I had been collecting windows for a few years, and this is what we end up with. And the rest of my windows are in there to finish up the last two walls. So hopefully by this next winter, this will be fully functioning. We're going to put a fan up in that corner and one on the other side. And you can see the solar panels. We're going to hook them all up. And hopefully it will be completely powered by solar for heat and for fans to keep it, cooler. So there we have it. Have a blessed day. Thank you, Tammy, for asking for a garden tour. Here you go. Bye.